Modules. A VB.NET program is made up of variables and programming statements enclosed in a module. The simplest way to understand this is just to realize that variables and programming statements need to be grouped together by something. This something is called a module. VB program is a set of two modules. They are variables, programming statement. A variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area that our programs can manipulate. Each variable in VB.NET has a specific type, which determines the size and layout of the variable's memory, the range of values that can be stored within that memory, and the set of operations that can be applied to the variable. Declaring variables. Before you can use a variable in a program, it has to be declared. To declare a variable, you use the dim keyword and specify a data type list in the preceding data type table. In this example, x is declared as a variable of integer data type. Dim means declare variable, as means specify a data type. The dim statement is used for variable declaration and storage allocation for one or more variables. The dim statement is used at module, class, structure, and procedure or block levels. Syntax for variable declaration in VB.NET is: attribute list is a list of attributes that apply to the variable, optional. Access modifier defines the access levels of the variables. It has values as public, protected friend, and private, optional. Shared declares a shared variable which is not associated with any specific instance of a class or structure, rather available to all the instances of the class or structure, optional. Shadows indicate that the variable redeclares and hides an identically named element or a set of overloaded elements in a base class, optional. Static indicates that the variable will retain its value even when the termination of the procedure in which it is declared, optional. Read-only means that the variable can be read but not written, optional. With events specifies that the variable is used to respond to events raised by the instance assigned to the variable. Variable list provides the list of variables declared. Each variable in the variable list has the following syntax and parts. Variable name is the name of the variable. Bounds list, optional. It provides a list of bounds of each dimension of an array variable. New, optional. It creates a new instance of the class when the dim statement runs. Data type, a must requirement. It specifies the data type of the variable. Initializer, optional if new is not specified. Expression that is evaluated and assigned to the variable when it is created. Some valid variable declarations, along with their definition, are shown here. Dim student ID as integer, dim student name as string, dim salary as double, dim count 1, count 2 as integer, dim status as boolean, dim exit button as new system.windows.forms.button, dim last time, next time as date. Variable initialization in VB.NET. Variables are initialized, that is, assigned a value with an equal sign followed by a constant expression. The general form of initialization is, for example, to initialize a variable, we first found the sign and then the constant. The syntax shows how to initialize the variables in VB.NET. This is a common method for all high-level languages. You can initialize a variable at the time of declaration as follows. Example for variable declaration and variable initialization. The program shows how to declare the variables and how to initialize the variables. When the code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. Accepting values from user. The console class in the system namespace provides a function readline for accepting input from the user and storing it into a variable. For example, these static programs accept the given input, no different output would be produced. The syntax has been created to give the input on running time. The example shows how to declare a variable for runtime initialization. When the code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. L values and R values. There are two kinds of expressions. L value, an expression that is an L value, may appear at either the left-hand or right-hand side of an assignment. R value, an expression that is an R value, may appear on the right but not left-hand side of an assignment. Example: VB.NET sample program. We are now ready to write our first VB.NET program. In this sample program, we will initialize some variables and print their values to the screen. Programming languages use programming statements to do things. A statement includes command words called keywords and data values. Our statement will be a statement that allows you to print out messages on the computer screen. Messages are string constants enclosed by double quotes like hello. This is a console program, meaning the output is sent to the screen and the user types in the input responses. A console program is a little different from a GUI program. In our program, we first declare name and age variable, dim name as string, dim age as integer. We then initialize name to Tom and age to 20. Now we want to print the name and age to the screen. We use a console.write and console.write line statements to do this. Here we print, "Hi, my name is Tom," message on the computer screen. Example program. You will notice it is enclosed in a module and a sub called main. The sub encloses the programming statements. The module encloses the sub-main. A module can have many subs. The main sub is the first sub to start executing in a module contained in a program. Step-by-step instructions to run the program. Before you can write and run this program, you first need to create a new project. Make sure you have Visual Basic.NET installed on your computer. We are using Visual Basic.NET version 2008. Step 1. Opens up Visual Basic.NET from the File menu, select New and then Project. Step 2. Right-click on Form 1 in the Project Explorer window and select Remove Form 1 from the pop-up window. This is an optional step. Step 3. You should make a directory for your program using Windows Explorer and use a Browse button to select that directory. Select Console Application and then type in the name of the program. Step 4. Now type in the program. Step 5. To run the program, select Start from the Debug menu.